The Speaking Statements, the podcast of statements about the 50 U.S. states. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell for alerts for when a new episode is released.
Hello, listeners. We have a guest here to talk about Georgia today. She is one of the commissioners in Fulton County in Georgia, where Atlanta is. I want to introduce Dana Barrett to talk about Georgia today. Hi.
Hi, Julian. Nice to meet you.
Good. I have some questions about Georgia.
Okay.
My first question is, what do Georgia and Florida have in common?
Well, that is a good question. I just came back from a visit to Florida a couple of weeks ago to visit my mother. So Georgia and Florida have that in common. Two people from my family. One lives in one state and one in the other. But if you would ask the general population here, I guess what we have in common, I would say it's primarily the heat. It's really hot there and it's really hot here. And sometimes, actually, I don't think people would really realize this, it's even hotter here than it is in Florida. We also are states that both have populations that are growing. People love to move here. People love to move to Florida when they're retiring, when they're done working and they want to relax. And that's happening more and more in Georgia also. And on the political front, we're both really important states when it comes to the presidential elections. So we have the candidates visiting us here all the time to give speeches and have people come out to rallies. So we're kind of on TV a lot and in the mix.
Yeah, good answer. I also know that they both end in the letter A.
You know what? That is a very good point. I did not think of that.
Yeah, my second question is, can you tell me about your job in Georgia?
Sure. So I am a county commissioner in Fulton County. As you said, it is the biggest county in the state of Georgia with over 1 million residents. And I am one of 7 elected county commissioners. And it's our job as a board of commissioners to decide how much money people are going to pay in their taxes. And then we collect the taxes. And then once we have the tax money, we figure out how to use it. And we use it to make sure everyone gets to vote. We make sure that justice is served, kind of like Spider-Man and Batman. We make sure the water is clean for drinking. We make sure people who can't afford to get health care can still go to a doctor or go to the hospital. And sometimes we're the first people that get a call when somebody in our community needs help and they don't know where else to turn. So in my office, we're always happy to help people figure out who to call and to make sure they get their problem solved.
Good answer. My third question is, what do you like about Georgia and why?
Well, I have lived in Georgia, not all my life, but for about 35 years now. And I moved here from Pennsylvania, actually. But there's something great about Georgia, and that is that there's literally something for everyone here. We have mountains, we have rivers, we have lakes, we have beaches, big cities, suburbs, small towns, and even farms. I'm a city girl, so I like the tall buildings and the restaurants and the shopping, but I also love to get away to the beach at St. Simon's Island or go over to Savannah. That's beautiful to walk around. Georgia is great also because we have a ton of movies that get made here, including a lot of the Marvel movies. And I have to say, I am a big Marvel fan, so it's really cool to spot places I recognize in the Marvel movies. There's also tons of entertainment, sports. We have lots of theaters and museums and concerts. And, with on the sports front, when I first moved here, which was quite a while ago, we had the Olympics here. But in 2026, we're also going to have World Cup soccer here. We have 8 games that are going to be here, including a semifinal. And all of that will just be like walking distance from where Fulton County Government Center is, right around the corner from us. So that'll be very cool.
Good answer. My fourth question is, why should people visit Georgia?
Well, Georgia has a lot of history. This is the birthplace of Martin Luther King Jr. and the center of the civil rights movement. So there's a lot of American history here. We also have really good food. If you like Southern food, we have it all. Fried chicken, mac and cheese, shrimp and grits, and the best biscuits I've ever had. And we also have foods from all over the world because so many people have moved here from everywhere. So it's a great place to come and eat and also get some history. Julian, you can also find gold here. The first major gold rush in the United States, people think it was in California, but actually it was in Dahlonega, Georgia in 1828. So you can come here and find some gold. And if you like fish, we have a huge aquarium. Our Georgia aquarium is the second largest in the world.
Whoa. My fifth and last question is, what are some facts about Georgia that most people don't know?
Well, I've got 3 for you. One is that Wesleyan College in Macon, Georgia, was the first college to give degrees to women back in 1840. There were only 11 of them, but they were the first. And Georgia was, second fact, the 4th state to join the United States and the first one in the South. And then last but not least, just fun fact, a lot of people may know that this is where Coca-Cola was invented in 1886. But what people may not know is that the secret formula for Coke is locked away in a vault at the World of Coke Museum here in Atlanta.
Wow. Those are some cool facts I would not have known unless we brought you on. I'm done with my questions for Georgia. We were glad to have you here and tell us about Georgia.
Thank you so much.
Bye. And now we'll do my next. It's the Peach State, but also the 4th state. The capital and biggest city, Atlanta. The abbreviation is GA. It borders 5 states: Florida, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Alabama. It's the westernmost of the 13 colonies. It also borders the Atlantic Ocean. Martin Luther King Jr. was from Atlanta. Atlanta hosted the Olympics in 1996. Loam, silt, and clay are mined in Georgia. Georgia grows the most peanuts and pecans in the U.S. President Jimmy Carter was a peanut farmer in Georgia. Animals include bobcats, gophers, deer, and black bears. In the Atlantic Ocean by Georgia, you can see manatees, right whales, and humpback whales. Georgia's birds include bald eagles, woodpeckers, and peregrine falcons. And now do the fast facts of Leo. Give it a go, Leo. It's all yours.
What did the state see?
It's the live oak.
What did the state flower?
It's the Cherokee rose.
What is the state bird?
It's the brown thrasher.
What is the state song?
It's Georgia on my mind.
What is the state fruit?
It's a peach, as you must know.
What is the state game fish?
The state game fish is a brook trout.
What is the state crop?
That would be the peanut.
What is the state dog?
It's the adoptable dog.
What is the state marine mammal?
The state marine mammal is a northern Atlantic right whale.
What is the state amphibian?
The state amphibian is a green tree frog.
What is the state fish?
The state fish is the largemouth bass.
What is the state folk dance?
It's the square dance.
What is the state game bird?
It's the bobwhite quail.
What is the state nut?
It's the pecan, as lots of you know.
What is the state insect? I think
It's the honeybee. I love having you on my podcast. Bye.
Bye.
And now we have the state quarter, which is an outline of the state with a peach in the middle and the words wisdom, justice, and moderation. That's all for today, but check in next week for the second intro of season 6. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Speaking Statements.